everybody, how you guys doing? Yeah, it's been in the shop. I did a lot of shit to it. I got rid of the humbucker. I put these king tone pickups in it that I bought, and put the king tone switch right here. It's an E flat. Got these. It's like a 58 in the bottom. A set of 13s. It's a real beastie guitar acoustically now. Right. Test it. It's pretty rocking, I gotta say. You guys want to know the secret to that snap tone, other than the picking? The action. You just gotta have higher action. You cannot have real pussy action. Like on the bass, I don't know if you can see, but it's not low. You know, it's off the guitar. Anybody from Ingve to SRV to all these guys, they just don't play with low action because the string needs to be able to vibrate, and like it's a little harder to play, but that's all the sound. That's all the metallic. So yeah, like about 2 millimeters on the 12th fret on the treble side, and 2.5 millimeters on the bass side. Pretty much, that's what does it. Not high, but like medium. But yeah, this guitar sounds awesome now. I'll show you some finger picking stuff. There you go. Hey, Michael. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, so it's pretty badass. I mean, I'm playing through a Spark, so it's not that badass through it. I mean, that's pretty good for bridge pickup with the tone open. I'm into it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, for a spark. Come on. Come on. Anybody have any music questions? No? If not, I can just play Best of Marvin. Let's see. Standard tuning? No, that's E flat. Hey, Randy. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play with strings this thick in standard tuning. I just don't have those manly hands. This is an E flat with like a really thick low string. Any opinions on guitarists like the one from Polyphia or Martin? Oh, thanks, James. Yeah, trying to make as much as I can. I appreciate it, James. Yeah, that's for like the new generation. Highly edited music, computer gamey vibe, men that look like little girls. It's I just get I understand when things are not for me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like K dramas or I don't think that they shouldn't exist. I just wouldn't be caught dead watching one. It's okay. It's okay to make stuff for other people. I'm going to probably still keep listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jeff Beck, Charlie Parker. Uh, it's yeah, this but it is the like the computer game influence in it, and also there's like this thing where like the fact that all the people that are like doing amazing look like they're 15, 14. Like the youth element in it and like the prodigy element in it, I always am allergic to. Not because I'm a hater. I'm a hater too, but that's not the reason. Um, Mostly because if you need to watch little kids do it to get excited, there's something fucked up with you. That's how I always feel. Okay, advice to play over jazz chords from a rock guy. How do I practice the effective way? Um, they seem to actually play Thursday night other than novelty. It didn't keep my attention. Uh, okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't think that you should make the distinction about playing over jazz chord changes. I think you should just learn how to play over chord changes. Where the failure tends to happen might not be where you think it happens. I think most people that come from a rock background don't develop the ability to actually play over form. And the way to do it to start out is with simple exercises that involve more than one tonality. So, like, as opposed to playing on like some sequence of chords that share a scale, play over a sequence of chords, start with two chords that don't share a scale. So, like, parallel modes are a good way to start, even though there's a lot of ways to do that. So, the example I always give is G minor, Dorian, going to B flat Dorian. So they have some notes in common, but you're just thinking about two keys, right? G Dorian is the key of F, B flat Dorian is the key of A flat. So you just have these scales to play over them, these modes. But that's not the tricky part. The tricky part and what you want to practice is keeping some sort of groove in your mind and telling yourself when they're changing. So maybe 2 bars each is a good way to start, because then you're dealing with a 4-bar form, and that's the length of the loop. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and start with just playing the modes, half notes, and changing right in time. That's the tricky part, to where you can start having a sense of when things happen in form. So one, like 1, 2, 3, 4, G minor, B flat minor, G minor, B flat minor, G minor, B flat minor. Maybe then do quarter notes. Change. Change. Okay. So then maybe do eighth notes. And that's the idea, to where you can just paint the picture of these two modal sounds. That's a good starting point. When you're playing jazz, it gets a little bit more specific, because you can't just play anywhere in the mode. You're trying to maybe nail the sound of a specific, like, specific notes inside the chord to make it stylistically appropriate. But it's based on the same skill of being able to know how much to play. You have to first of all kind of have that sense of the length of the measure, and being able to cram it with melodic information that comes from a place. So you're using a tool. You're using G Dorian, B flat Dorian. Maybe later on you'll use arpeggios or approach notes, but it's still the accounting of the space, and that's the main skill that tends to be missing in rock players, because what they do is they just close their eyes and they use a pentatonic scale and try to go off feel, which is like intuition, but it's not the same kind of intuition that you'd need. So definitely not thinking about key signatures, definitely thinking about the measure and the tool you're using inside each measure, or the half measure if the chords are moving quicker. Because then when you start cramming it and you need to use different stuff in each one, you have developed that skill of putting things in places. And without that putting things in places, everything always feels like the music is going by, and you're just not able to kind of throw the information. By the time you kind of decide what to do, you're not in the right place in the music anymore. So then when you go to play like a jazz progression, like a 1 6 2 5 or something like that, like let's say I'm in the key of G, I have a 1 6 2 5, like G, E 7, A minor, D7, and now I have much less space to play. I have half a measure on each, like 2 beats on each. If there are no changes, I will superimpose changes. Randy has the right idea. Yeah, if it's a static thing, you gotta put more things to make the lines interesting. But yeah, in a jazz setting, which is what you asked for, because the problem is when people start talking about modes, like, yeah, but it doesn't sound like jazz, man. It's like, yeah, but it's simpler to start thinking that way, and there's a skill missing that will inform your jazz playing. So, like, let's say now I do something that really has a sound to it, a jazzy sound, a 1 6 2 5. So just to maybe be able to make phrases with those changes in mind, like G to E7 to A minor to D, I'm gonna start thinking about, like, maybe more playing around the chord tones, but doing it in a way that has some approaches, and then I get the sound of, like, what am I doing there, right? So I'm like, I know I have 4 notes inside each sound, because I'm playing eighth notes here. G, 1 and 2 and 1 if I really try to spell out the changes, every time I land on that like 1 and 3 of the measure where the chords change, maybe start by hitting chord tones, like the 3rd of G, going to the flat 7th of E flat, going to the flatted 3rd of A minor, going maybe to the, I don't know, 3rd of D. And then I'm filling up the rest of the space. Maybe like something like that. To get to that 6. If something is up tempo and it's an I missed that. If something is up tempo and it's an odd chord that lasts a short amount of time, do you bother trying to outline it with a scale? Well, you know, when you're practicing a song, you want to be able to account for the entire harmonic progression. So maybe when I'm playing, I might skip over a change because I'm kind of in the moment, and you know, I know that it doesn't last for very long. I could probably do something through it and it's fine. But you never want to be lazy when you're mapping out a song in your mind. Like I never like learn a new song and then skip a part of the harmony, right? I'm always kind of like that's kind of moving quickly over here. What's going on? You know, it's kind of like you go down a tunnel with a flashlight and you kind of teach yourself the room a little bit to where when you get to it, it doesn't feel like the first time, right? So yeah, if you have like a progression and it's touching all sorts of areas of the harmony, you definitely want to go through it slowly, right? So I don't know, something, I'm trying to think about something people eat a considerable amount of shit on. What's that? There Will Never Be Another You, that song. There will be many other nights like this, and I'll be standing here with someone new. There will be other songs to sing, another fall, another spring, but there will never be another you. There will be other lips that I may kiss, but they won't thrill me like yours used to do. Yes, I may dream a million dreams, but how can they come true if there will never ever be another you? That last bit, like that's a part where people consider. First of all, people don't know the changes there because they don't listen to music and don't go about figuring it out. But that's sort of like a part harmonically. It's moving quickly, and people just don't know what to play over what because they don't take the time to do it slowly. So it's in E flat. It goes E flat, D7, and then it's E flat with G in the bass to C7, 2-5-1, F minor, B flat 7. So to be able to maybe come up with lines that actually fit there is something you might have to do pretty slowly at first, right? Playing just E flat major, that D, D7, right? There are a lot of things you could do here, but it's really half whole diminished. But you can just really play a D, like you can play on it like it's really like G harmonic minor too. And then you go back to the 1 chord. And And then that C7 you can play altered or F harmonic minor on it, Mixolydian flat 2, flat 6. But the thing is, the time, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So if you really want to be able to shred over it, you might be like, okay, well, what kind of subdivisions do I have to play through that? And got any more Marvin albums, tunes in the work? We have our entire next album written. We just haven't gone to record any of it. But yeah, it has. It's totally. Hey, Bradley. It's totally ready to go to the studio. How do you navigate fast-moving 2/5s like in 4-on-6? Well, 4-on-6 is like. You're welcome, James. 4-on-6 is a spin on summertime, right? 4-on-6 is summertime with more chords, and like. So I think like a progression like that, that's the West Montgomery, for those of you who don't know the West Montgomery. That thing. So think about the chords there. It's when you have 2/5s, you got to ask yourself if the 2 or the 5 is a part of the harmony. And I know that's a confusing idea, but like you're in G minor. So the first one is 4 minor, right? That's like, we're just going to take a look at either the 2 or the 5 as being like something that means something in the harmony. So it's going to be 4 minor, then E flat, like in the blues, is sub 5 of 5. Then the 2/5 AD is the 5 chord, and then that 2/5 E flat A7 is just sub 5 of 1. So the D7 and the A7 are both just E flat altered if you want. So that's one thing, right? And then that's like, it's really just kind of like a flat 6/5 thing. So if you want to think about one chord per measure as opposed to like two beats, you can think about that progression as 4 minor, sub 5 of 5, 5, sub 5, right? So you can go. So I just played over the 4 minor, flat, and then altered on the last 2. So that's one way to do it. You can have the stuff Wes actually does on it is just play like 2/5 licks. Like there's the famous Parker 2/5 like. He does that on Cherokee a lot. And Wes has a spin-off on that, which is this. So that lick. So that he just kind of takes a lick and moves it down a whole step, down a half step after that. And then he just plays altered on the last one. So that's another way to approach, kind of that chain. In the melody, he's really telling you too that he's thinking melodic minor, because and then so as an extension on all the dominant chords, you hear that sharp 11, right? So that's right in there. So that might be kind of a helpful little hint. Yeah, but he has a lot of great lines in that solo. Great tips. Next tour, playing local. So we're doing the Gypsy Jazz thing in Reggie's now every Tuesday instead of Fusion. We're playing gentle rock hard tunes. And then we're going on the cruise Monsters of Rock in 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So that's going to be pretty badass. But family situation is not really allowing touring lately, especially Danny Markovich's divorce has taken a real toll on his freedom because he's full-time dad now, so it's tricky. It sounds like mine just woke up too. Random question about heavy strings for SRV. Do you have to use a heavy pick to compensate? You don't have to. Stevie Ray Vaughan used a medium, Fender medium, so he used a very thin pick. I use a heavy pick all the time because I'm a real man, but you don't have to do that if you are a sissy girl. I gotta say, I am digging the very thick bass string. This is a 58, and my God, it's like playing a little piano. Yeah. All right, you guys, gotta go take care of my baby. Talk to you soon. Yeah, single coils are the shit. These are I recommend them. I took out the sewer pickups, which were not bad, and put King Tone pickups, the Jaybird, I think he's calling them. And this is my first day with this guitar back, and fuck, I love it. It sounds sick. It's really, really big and open sounding. Yeah, it's real cool. And I also put 5 springs in the back, which is for me crazy because you can barely move the arm. But it's nice to have one guitar like this. You know, it's a good setup. Alrighty, see you guys.